We continue now at the top of Daf Memches Amud Aleph in Meseches Nazir. This is Nazir Daf 48a. And the previous summit, the Gemara is discussing the psukim by Kohen Gadol that talk about the fact that a Kohen Gadol is not allowed to become Tamei Meis. And it's obvious from the context of the psukim that the psukim are saying that a Kohen Gadol is not even allowed to become Tamei Meis to relatives. So the question was, why is it specifying certain relatives? And the Gemara in the previous summit said it specifies the father to say you can't become Tamei to the father, but he is allowed to become Tamei to Tamei. He's allowed to become Tamei to Meis Mitzvah. And the Gemara here continues, Uli Ima, why does it specify his mother? L'gzeira Shava, that is needed for Gzeira Shava, l'chid Rebbe, for the teaching of Rebbe, the Tanya, as we learned in a Braisa. Rebbe says, Gabe Nazir b'mosam eino metame. When it comes to a Nazir, he's not allowed to become Tamei to their death, meaning he can't become Tamei Meis. Avol metame hu l'negoam ulazivasam, but he's allowed to become Tamei in terms of tsaras and in terms of ziva. That's not a prohibition. V'yein li'ela b'Nazir b'Kohen Gadol minayin. Now I only know that's true by Nazir. How do I know by Kohen Gadol? Amrit, we say the following limud. Lo yomar imo b'Kohen Gadol. It doesn't need to say his mother by Kohen Gadol, as we just said above. She'ein Talmud lomar. You don't need it. Sharei kal v'chomer. It's a kal v'chomer. Umayim b'makom shekohen hedyot metame la'achiv me'aviv. If in situations where a regular Kohen is allowed to become tamei to his brother from his father's side, meaning his paternal brother, but we know ein Kohen Gadol metame la'aviv, but a Kohen Gadol is not even allowed to become tamei to his father. And makom she'ein Kohen hedyot metame la'achiv me'imo. When you're talking about a Kohen hedyot, a regular Kohen, he's not allowed to become tamei to his maternal brother. That's not considered a relative for that halacha. Eino din she'ein Kohen Gadol metame l'imo. Isn't it obvious that a Kohen Gadol is not allowed to become tamei to his mother? So im zachisa mehadin. So if we already know that from a limud, so ma talmud lomer imo b'Kohen Gadol. What does it need to say imo? Why does it need to say that by Kohen Gadol? And so the Gemara says, Mufna lahakish v'ladun heimenu gzeira shava. The reason why it says it is it's a free word, and we can use it for a limud, we can use it for a gzeira shava as follows. Nemar imo b'nazir, it says imo by Nazir. V'nemar imo b'Kohen Gadol, it says imo by Kohen Gadol. Ma imo ha'amor b'nazir b'mosa meinu matame, just like the word imo by Nazir, just like by a Nazir, the Isser is specifically tamei meis. Aval metame hu l'negoim hu l'zivasam, but he could become tamei, let's say it's tamei to their tsaras, or tamei to their ziva. So af imo ha'amor Kohen Gadol, so too when it says ima by Kohen Gadol, b'mosam eino metame, the tumah that we're talking about that's prohibited is tamei meis. Aval metame l'negoim ulazivasam. He's allowed to become tamei to their tsaras and to their ziva. And the Gemara continues, Eshkechon Kohen Gadol. We find this halacha that a Kohen Gadol is allowed to be tamei l'meis mitzvah. Nazir minolin. Where do we find this? By Nazir. The Tanya, as we learned in a Braisa, Kol Yemei Haziro LaHashem Al Nefesh Meis Lo Yavo. It says again, when it comes to a Nazir, while he's a Nazir, he has to stay away from Tumas Meis. Shomea Ani Afilo Nefesh Behema B'Mashma. I might think the pasuk is talking even about animals. Kenyan Shenemar Makin Nefesh Behema uses the word Nefesh by Behema as well. Talmud Lomer Al Nefesh Meis Lo Yavo. That's why the pasuk says Al Nefesh Meis Lo Yavo. B'Nefesh Adam HaKosem Medaber. The pasuk is talking specifically about dead bodies of humans. That's what the Nazir has to stay away from. Rabbi Shmuel Omer Eino Tzarech. Rabbi Shmuel says we don't need this limud. Harehu Omer Lo Yavo Benafshos Hametamos Bebiyah Hakosim Medaber. It uses the word Lo Yavo. It's talking about the kind of dead bodies that are metami when you enter, so to speak, into an ohel. When you come into an ohel hames, so that applies by dead bodies of people, and that's what we're talking about when it comes to a Nazir. And the Braisa continues, L'avivu li'imo eino metame. He's not allowed to become tamei to his father and his mother. Aval metame hu l'meis mitzvah, but he is allowed to become tamei for meis mitzvah. Ad shelo yomar yesh li b'din, and if we wouldn't have said it, we could have learned it through a limud. Uma Kohen Gadol she kedusha aso kedushas olam. Now, if by a Kohen Gadol whose kedusha is forever, metame l'meis mitzvah, he's allowed to become tamei for a meis mitzvah. So Nazir she'ein kedusha aso kedushas olam. When it comes to a Nazir whose kedusha is not forever, eino din shemetame l'meis mitzvah. Most certainly, he should be allowed to become tamei for a meis mitzvah. But the Gemara says you couldn't learn it out from that. Lo imamrit b'Kohen Gadol shekein einu mevi carbon al tumaso. Maybe it's true by Kohen Gadol because a Kohen Gadol doesn't have to bring a carbon when he becomes tamei. Tomar ben Nazir shemevi carbon al tumaso. Whereas when it comes to a Nazir, he does have to bring a carbon when he becomes tamei. Ho'elu mevi carbon al tumaso lo yitma l'meis mitzvah. Maybe you think since he has to bring a carbon for his tumah, he's not allowed to become tamei for meis mitzvah. Talmud lomar li'avivu li'imo lo yitame aval metame l'meis mitzvah. That's what the pasuk says. He can't become tamei for his father and his mother, but he is allowed to become tamei for meis mitzvah. Maybe the way to understand the pasuk is not that way. Maybe to understand the pasuk is that he's not allowed to become tamei for his father or his mother, but he's actually allowed to become tamei for other mesim, those that are not related.
But that the Gemara says cannot be. Amr kal v'chomer. We say the following kal v'chomer. Uma kohen hedyot shemetami lekroven eino metami l'shar mesim. If by a regular kohen who is allowed to become tummy to relatives is not allowed to become tummy to other mesim, so certainly you see that by other mesim it is stricter. Nazir she'eino metami lekroven. So if you have a nazir that's not allowed to become tummy for relatives, eino din shelo yitma l'shar mesim. Isn't it obvious that he's not allowed to become tummy to other mesim? And we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Memches Amud Beis.